welcome to this week's EdTech Tuesday video. This week we're going to be talking about the suggestion feature in Google Docs. This feature is useful for two reasons. One, you can use it to collaborate with your colleagues in a shared Google document without actually deleting each other's work or changing it. And two, you can use it with the comments feature to provide more targeted, specific feedback for students. To get started, we're going to open a Google document. This document that I have open is a sample student assignment, a letter written to a company. Across the top of the page, you'll see that you have your menus, and underneath that you have your toolbar. At the end of your toolbar, you have this little symbol that looks like a pencil or a pen. You're going to click on that symbol, and three options will appear. Editing, which is the default setting, viewing, and suggesting. The viewing feature means that it turns off all of your editing capabilities so you can see what the document would look like. It's a little bit like the Word version of Print Preview. If you click on Suggesting, the button will turn green, and this means you're now in suggesting rather than editing mode. When you go to Suggest, what it will do is make the change but keep the original information still in the document. So one change that this student could make to this document is to add another space between the state and the zip code. So I'm going to go ahead and add that space. And when I do, you'll see that here on the right, it's added that suggestion. And it says add space. And there's a place for me to add a reply. At this point, the student could hit the check mark, which would make the change permanent, or hit the X, which would take the comment or the suggestion out. I could also choose to delete the comment or the suggestion if I don't want it there. One great opportunity here is to give a reason for why I think the suggestion should be made. So this gives me an opportunity to tell my student why I made this change. Now I'll continue going through the rest of the document, making changes as needed. Every time I make a change, that suggestion will appear in the right margin of the page. If I make a larger change, like to the wording of the document, as I'm doing right here, you'll see that my change shows up with a green bracket around it, and the original wording stays there with a strike through. This shows my students what I was there before and now what my suggestion is for after. I could continue to make another suggestion or another reply as I go through the letter. If I'm in suggesting mode and I just want to make a change and I want to edit it, I can simply make the change and then hit the check mark, and that will accept the change so that it's now a permanent part of my document. So you can see from this demonstration how this is a way you can give very specific, very targeted student feedback. It's also great when you're working on a shared document with your colleagues when you have suggestions for changes to that document, to the wording, to the punctuation, etc. But you want people to see what the changes were that you made and keep the integrity of the original wording in case the group decides to go back to it. As always, if you have any questions with anything in this video or other EdTech Tuesday videos, feel free to contact me. Thanks for watching!